Good evening and welcome to the broadcast of the Enid City Commission meeting. Broadcasting live in high definition from the council chambers at the City Administration Building located at 401 West Owen K. Garriott. Please stay tuned as Mayor Bill Shuey presides over the meeting.
Following the prayer, Sergeant Wilson will lead us in the flag salute. So if you'll all stand. Michelle, you're up.
Mayor, Pro Tem, and Council. I'm reading from 1 Kings, a story of Elijah, the prophet who is fleeing from the murderous threats of the Queen Jezebel. He runs into the wilderness 40 days, 40 nights, and he finds himself at the Mount of God and encounters God in a meeting there. God says to him, "Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Now there was a great wind so strong that it was splitting mountains and breaking rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. After the fire, there was a sound of sheer silence. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in a mantle, went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. Then there came a voice that said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He answered, "I have been zealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for Israelites have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they are seeking my life to take it away." Then the Lord said to him, "Go, return on your way to the wilderness." Will you pray with me? Father, in Oklahoma, we know what great winds can do, what earthquakes and fire can do. But we find you not in that tremendous wind and earthquakes and fires. We find you in sheer silence. And you give us a message. The message is to return on your way. You don't lift us up out of the chaos of the world around us. You simply reveal yourself in our day-to-day work. So as we work on behalf of this great city, Father, this evening, bring your hand and your heart and your wisdom to us, that the work that is done here may honor you and your kingdom. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Sergeant, if you'll lead us in the flag salute. Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item number 4, consider approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting of May the 12th, May the 26th, and the regular commission meeting of May 17 and June 6, 2016. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second?
I got a question.
Yes.
I thought we did all these last meeting. Why is this coming up now?
We have not approved the minutes before. So we did some of the minutes at the last one, but you remember we set a record for meetings in May? And so
I wasn't here. I just know last meeting we did some special meetings. I thought maybe that was recent.
Yes, and on that note, I'm glad you did say something because we need to correct the date on the June 6th minutes was June 7th.
June the 7th, okay.
June 7th.
My motion is to correct as amended.
Anything else? We do have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate aye. It passes 6-0. The next item is awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. And item number 1 is to present the pet available for adoption, and we do have a gigantic dog back there that he's coming forward with. Please restrain that animal.
Good evening. My name is Officer Jared Free with Enid Animal Control, and with me, I have Sissy. Sissy is a Chihuahua, probably about 3 years old, and she will be available on Thursday. She's a very good dog. If y'all haven't noticed her, she's been just sitting in the lap. So if y'all are looking for a lap dog, come on out and come see her. We'll be more than happy to take her out on Thursday, and you can adopt her up. If you're not interested in a lap dog, something a little bigger, maybe you're a farmer or something, come get a dog that we have that you could train to farm with you. If you have cattle or anything, we do have dogs that are trained to do that. Sometimes Australian Shepherds and other breeds like that. So come on out and see us. If you want a tour, come out. We'll give you a tour. And y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
Spikes on her collar.
She does. Biker dog. You have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Item number 2, we do want to acknowledge that Dr. David Van Hooser has been recognized by the Enid News and Eagle as their Reader's Choice City Commissioner Award. So, David, we want to acknowledge that reward for you, or award.
Thank you very much.
And I don't know whether Steve's got something he wants to present to you there.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, no.
I was going to put a Sharpie and put an arrow this way, but seriously, Dr. Van, congratulations. This is the 2016 Reader's Choice for City Councilman David Van.
Thank you, sir.
I think Steve's got some other awards here, too, that he wants to present.
Yes, respectfully ask for a couple minutes as city manager comes down. Dr. Van Hooser, I did have some real comments prepared.
Still sitting right here.
But they said, Steve, we got to move this along, so just forget your comments, all right? Keep them to yourself. But we have two more presentations this evening. The first one, City Manager Gerald Gilbert asked me to read on his behalf, and it's a letter of commendation. Mike Honigsberg, would you join us, please? Up front and center, please. Mike recently was recognized at an event, and that's what we're here for this evening. The letter of commendation reads as such. Mike Honigsberg was recently recognized as the 2016 Northwest Oklahoma Emergency Management Director of the Year. The Enid Garfield County Emergency Management Team hosted the June 1st Northwest Emergency Management Conference right here in Enid. Comments from his peers include, from the fire perspective, Mike's ability to communicate, organize, and facilitate has been instrumental in bringing our 12 county rural departments closer in several aspects. His ability and knowledge of communication systems and the implementation of those systems have greatly increased our county's fire response and also effectiveness. Mike has also instructed the National Weather Service Storm Spotter classes in 5 surrounding counties for the past 8 years in order to help other emergency managers with their programs. Therefore, it is with great honor that Gerald Gilbert, the city manager, presents this letter of commendation to Mr. Mike Honigsberg, again recognized as the 2016 Northwest Oklahoma Emergency Management Director of the Year. Congratulations.
Yeah, I just want to say a few things. I'm really blessed by the staff that I have in the city, and Mike obviously is one of them. He's really a department of one as the emergency management director for the city and for Garfield County. He really works really hard on our preparedness with me and staff, and I appreciate it. And certainly the weather. Anytime that there's any bad weather and you want to see what's going on with Mike, go out to the fairgrounds where the war room is, and he'll be there with all his spotters and volunteers. And so I appreciate everything you did. It's a well-deserved award, and please say a few words.
Gerald said few words, thank you.
Okay, and Mayor for the evening, Ron Jansen, would you join us, please, if I can officially say that? We have one more presentation, ladies and gentlemen, for this evening. Colonel Clark Quinn, could you come up here and join me, please? Sorry to interrupt. I had the privilege of, well, I guess it's just been a couple years, but I'd like to say on record and on television, it's been a real privilege to work with you, because every time I emailed you
as busy as you are as base commander, you always responded in a timely fashion. You directed me to the right person, and it's amazing how they respond to what you do. You know? If I need help, you send the right person. But thank you very much for your timeliness to help me do my job and my role, and I always appreciated your response to that. Thank you very much. By the way, I think he's not going to Muskogee, but you're going to Germany, right? That is correct. Okay. Well, we prepared this proclamation for you, Colonel Quinn, so thank you for being here. And it says this. Whereas Colonel Clark Quinn is commander of the 71st Flying Training Wing, Vance Air Force Base in Oklahoma. He leads a wing of more than 2,700 personnel, conducting joint specialized undergraduate pilot training for more than 300 U.S. Air Force and Allied student pilots each year. And whereas Colonel Quinn graduated from the University of Florida in 1991, go Gators, right? Okay. With a degree in aerospace engineering, and received his commission in 1993 from Officer Training School. He is a command pilot and has flown combat in support of Operation Southern Watch and Unified Protector. And whereas prior to his current assignment, he was the vice commander of the 20th Fighter Wing, Shaw Air Force Base in South Carolina. He also served as the Wing Inspector General, commanded at the squadron level, and has held staff positions on the air staff as the branch chief and program element monitor. Additionally, he has served multiple tours in Southwest Asia at the 609th Combined Air and Space Operations Center in support of operations Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. Whereas he will relinquish his command of the 71st Flying Training Wing in a ceremony on Tuesday, June 28th. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Bill Shuey, the mayor of the city of Enid, hereby proclaims today, Tuesday, June 21st, 2016, to be Colonel Clark Quinn Day. Congratulations.
I know Colonel Quinn hasn't been here very long. It doesn't seem like he's been here very long at all, but he's been to an awful lot of these long, boring meetings. And you know, for that alone, you deserve special recognition. Anything else you'd like to tell us?
I'll just say thank you to citizens of Enid, Garfield, and really all of Northwest Oklahoma for the kindness and generosity that have been shown to not just me, but to all of the airmen of Vance. We move through every 2 or 3 years. It's a whole bunch of new faces, but it's always the same reception. If I could pick one question that I'm asked more than any other when I'm out about town, it's what else can we do for Vance, or what else can we do for the airmen of Vance? And it's phenomenal. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And Commissioners, that concludes the, I think that's it, Gerald. That concludes the presentations for this evening. Thank you.
We have one more, Mr. Bill Tackett.
Okay, our next item on the agenda is item number 3, a presentation by Bill Tackett of OMAG. If Mr. Tackett is here, come forward to the microphone there.
Mayor, I appreciate that puzzled look. What is an OMAG? Who could possibly tell that? Well, OMAG is a member-driven organization. It's a Title 74 Interlocal Act Cooperative Agency. Doesn't that sound like government speak to you? What does that mean? That means in 1977, almost 40 years ago, 2 cities in Oklahoma, the Village and the city of Choctaw, got together because they couldn't find health insurance for their employees. And they signed an interlocal agreement, one of the most powerful things in the Oklahoma State Constitution. And what the interlocal agreement says, it says that anything that you can lawfully do by yourself as the city of Enid, you can jointly do with other municipalities in the state. And so there's all kinds of Interlocal Cooperation Act agencies in the state. But OMAG was born in 1977, June 1st, to provide insurance-related risk management services. And the city of Enid has been a part of OMAG since 1997. And we provide your general liability coverage, your auto liability coverage, and other coverages for you, such as bonds and specialty coverages. I'm here this evening to say thank you. One of the things that we do is we provide training on behalf of municipal employees and governing board members throughout the state. Almost 500 communities in the state of Oklahoma belong to OMAG, along with Enid. And so part of our training has been to produce a series of training DVDs, and I'll leave copies of these with your manager this evening. Our very first one was preventing jail suicide. And then we had one about Austin's story. And then we had one about arrest authority. Aren't these cheerful topics so far?
Really exciting.
Arrest authority. And one of them was understanding the role of elected officials. We have an attorney named David Weatherford we contract with. David goes throughout the state conducting governing board training. As a matter of fact, David has been here, and if you're long enough tenured, you were exposed to David's training. Your mayor, who I talked to last week in Woodward, and when he found out I was coming, he went to Washington, but that's all right. I got to learn about Greater Orienta and hauling a 5-gallon bucket with a ladle. I was talking to Bill. I reminded him how much we appreciated him and Eric appearing in this training DVD. Since that one was made, we've also made one for governing body people and senior staff for critical incident response. And our brand newest one is aptly entitled Mayor. But the reason I'm here this evening is that the City of Enid has had a big role in 2 of our training DVDs. One of them, Understanding the Role of the Elected Official, which is used throughout the state. David Weatherford has been to over 60 communities all across the state of Oklahoma doing this training. But the other one of them that I'm most proud of is the Emergency Vehicle Operations one. That is a City of Enid patrol car on the cover. And this DVD features Officer Dwayne Andrews, who does a fantastic job in this DVD. You know, OMAG works because I think, personal point of privilege, that local government works best. We're closest to the people. We're the most responsive. We're the ones that really work for a high quality of life. OMAG believes that the best run cities have fewer claims, and the claims that they do have cost less money to settle. One of the things that we've been very pleased to have informed all of our members throughout the state this year is that beginning July 1st, or whenever your renewal is actually, for this year, coming up, fiscal year 16-17, and for fiscal year 17-18, the OMAG Board of Trustees, who are elected by our members, they're either elected or appointed senior officials, city managers, city clerks, mayors, those kind of folks serve on your board at OMAG. We're able to reduce your general liability premium to 12%, not only for the upcoming year, but for the following year. Now, what does that mean for the City of Enid? Well, in round numbers, that means $40,000 additional money that you'll have to spend on other priorities next year and the year after. OMAG works because we have a strong partnership with our members, and Enid is an important part of that partnership. And the only reason I came by today was to say thank you. Thank you for making our DVDs 2 very important ones possible. Thank you for being a part of OMAG since 1997, and thank you for the important work that you do as illustrated by your Emergency Management Director of the Year, by your partners at Vance and others. We just say thank you very much.
Hey, Bill, your website, those videos are also available by the website, right?
They are. That's a very good thing. And so if you guys go to a really easy to remember website, it's OMAG, O-M-A-G, the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group, .org. You can view these videos. Gerald, thank you for letting me appear this evening.
Coming, Bill.
Thank you. I think that completes our presentation, doesn't it?
It does. We're
Okay.
going to move on to
Item number 5
5.5.
is to consider appointments to the Public Access Television Advisory. And I don't know who's going to make that presentation.
will.
You shall.
Yeah, there's 4 vacancies on this board. 2 that have already expired and 2 that will expire at the end of June. And we have 4 applications that have been received from Penny Bishop, Jeffrey Herbal, Jeff Hoopengarner, and Dan Smith. And are any of those folks here and would like to address the commission? I don't think I see anybody. So anyway, you have 4 vacancies and 4 applications to fill.
Okay.
And since there's only 4 and 4 vacancies, there's no ballot.
I move to appoint all 4.
We have a motion from Commissioner Ezell.
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Wilson. Anyone, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Or press button, whatever. Okay, that brings us down to item 6, hearings. Item 6.1, conduct a hearing to rezone property described as Lot 8-16, Block 42, original town site of Enid, located at the northeast corner of South 7th Street and East Oklahoma Avenue from C3 General Commercial District to SU Special Use District and R4 Residential Duplex or 2-family dwelling district to R7 Residential Multifamily District. Do we have anyone, are you going to conduct the hearing, Chris?
I will. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
City Commission. This hearing is to rezone the area outlined in yellow to multifamily for a 36-unit affordable family project. Excel Development is pursuing this through the Oklahoma Finance, and they have a deadline application end of this month. And if this is approved this evening, that will allow them to advance their application and seek the financing for the project. My next slide shows a preliminary site plan of how they're going to put their buildings and their parking lot on the property. And then they gave me 2 representative pictures of the apartments that they're going to build there.
Cool.
May I answer any questions? Thank you.
We do have one person signed up to speak on this item, Brent Kissling with ERDA. Brent, do you have something you'd like to tell us? Okay, very well.
We'll move on to item 7.
Item 7, community development. Consider an ordinance to rezone property described as Lot 8-16, Block 42, original town site of Enid, located at the northeast corner of South 7th Street and East Oklahoma Avenue from C-3 General Commercial District, SU Special Use District, and R4 Residential Duplex or 2-family dwelling district to R7 Residential Multifamily District.
Motion to approve?
Got a motion from Commissioner Brownlee,
Second.
second from Commissioner Ezell. Any discussion? All in favor, cast your vote. And that carries 6-0. Item 8, administration, 8.1, remove from the table and consider approving an agreement with Blue Cross and Blue Shield to provide stop loss, catastrophic loss insurance for the City of Enid Health Plan in the amount of $60.44 per employee per month for individual claims that exceed $150,000 and $3.49 per employee per month for the aggregate claims in excess of 125% of expected claims. We would
I
have
move to remove from the table.
Got a motion from Ezell to remove it from the table.
Second.
Got a second from Commissioner Brownlee. Cast your vote. We've removed it from the table. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to discuss on this item?
Would you like to see the presentation?
No.
If so, Jared.
No.
I think that.
Good grief, no.
I'm glad to make the motion, but I need some help remembering the name of the company.
Transamerica?
Transamerica.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I move that we approve the Transamerica proposal with the $175,000 deductible as presented in column M earlier during the study session.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to, I'll let the.
Is that okay?
Wait, did we do that right? I mean, Andrew, have we properly identified the correct plan as discussed? Okay.
Does everyone understand what we're voting on?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, if there's no further discussion,
Yeah.
cast your vote. Carries 6-0. That brings us to our consent items.
Move to approve.
Hold on.
We have one or two here we need to remove.
There's just one, 9.13, there's an error in the heading, so I would like to pull it and have you vote on it separately and clarify the header. There's 3 easements, and the header it only addresses 2, although it refers to 3 in the background.
I move to approve everything except 9.13.
Is that satisfactory? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion on those? Cast your vote. That carries 6-0. Item 9.13 is accept highway easement and drainage easement from Nicholas Investment Company, Enid, Oklahoma, in the amount of $88,000 for Cleveland Street and Chestnut Avenue intersection project R-1311A, and authorized payment. And the correction is?
The correction is we need to add, and it includes a utility easement, 3 easements, the price is the same. There's just 3 easements, highway, drainage, and utility easement that you're approving with this item.
Move to approve as amended by city manager.
Second.
Got a second? Any other discussion on that item? Cast your vote. That carries 6-0. Okay, item number 10, recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Trustees of Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting. Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting. The only item on here is 12.1, approval of claims in the amount of $897,357.10.
Move to approve.
Got a motion to approve?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wilson. Any discussion? Cast your vote. That's approved, 6-0. We're going to adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. Trustees of the Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting are all in attendance except for the mayor. Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting, approval of claims in the amount of $22,087.91.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion of Commissioner Wilson, approved by Commissioner Ezell. Any discussion? Cast your vote. That's approved, 6-0. Adjourned to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. Trustees of the Enid Transportation Authority, regular meeting. All of the members of the Enid Transportation Authority are present except for the mayor. Item 1, approval of claims in the amount of $5,784.04. Do I have a motion to approve the claims?
So moved.
Got a motion from Commissioner Ezell,
Second.
second from Commissioner Wilson. Any discussion?
I wonder, if I may, where are we on, can you give us an update, Gerald, on what the progress is towards our December deadline?
Yes, with EPTA, we have had a meeting recently with ODOT. I think that was about a week or 2 ago, looking at options. So we're analyzing that and preparing to come back in July to visit with you about not only EPTA, but golf we expect either in July or early August.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, that's all.
Righty. We've got a motion and a second. Cast your vote. That carries 6-0. Okay, adjourn and can reconvene as the Enid City Commission. And item number 20, public comment. We have one person signed up under public comment, Diane Levesque. Mrs. Levesque, you want to come forward to the microphone and give us your name and address, please? And tell us whatever you think we need to hear.
You can count on it. I'm Diane Levesque, and I'm very pleased to hear somebody pronounce my name correctly this time. I'm ecstatic. 1324 West Oak is the address, and I suppose you could see this coming a mile away. The thing about this particular headline is it's more negative than I've been for coming up here and giving y'all your regular tongue lashing. Because the good news here is that Medford County did very well. And when we lose money on a regular basis, one time in that losing streak, we didn't. It also went along with Kingfisher County. That is consistent in increasing retail sales. So this is an indication that whatever growth that we think we're having here in Enid, all the wonderful people moving in are saving all their money, and they're taking their trucks down to Kingfisher County and spending it down there, bringing their household goods back up to Garfield County because they're not buying them here, apparently. Somebody's spending a lot of money over in Kingfisher County. And of course, to review the point A to point B line from Medford to Kingfisher County is a straight line going down Highway 81. We're in the middle and we're not catching a break either way, northbound or southbound. But the banker in the group here is not present, and I was going to go at some length in talking about other economic indicators, like, for example, the Medallion Certification Index and the Edward Jones Offices Count Index. But I think I'll take that and save that for the next tongue lashing.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Levesque.
I'm not quite done.
Excuse
I'm
me.
not quite done
Proceed.
because I wanted to also address the fact that the newspaper for a solid week made you guys look really weird, and Gerald Gilbert in particular. And I'm talking about the fact that ETN hasn't had a schedule published in the paper. And Mr. Gilbert told me, as I told you last time, that Mr. Funk said that nobody was interested in what's on ETN, so they weren't going to publish a schedule, and we have the readers give an award to the man who murdered Pegasus and saw to it, under whose supervision we no longer publish a schedule for ETN. So what happened with the newspaper? Every day, for 6 days, I think it was 6 days, it published as a big spread about Chautauqua, and earlier this year they did one on an editorial on Winter Chautauqua, and guess what the readers of the Enid News and Eagle cannot do? They cannot find an ETN schedule where Chautauqua is rebroadcast. And you are the guys, this is the mastermind who thought it was a wonderful idea to hand sackfuls of money over to the museum for the purpose of producing Chautauqua for ETN. So, when do we get to see it? Nobody knows, and the newspaper ain't telling.
Can we ask any questions?
All right, she's finished. I think she's finished. Okay, we don't have anyone else signed up under public comment. Item number 21, consider convening into executive session pursuant to 25 OS 307C-10 to discuss matters pertaining to economic development, because an executive session is necessary to protect the confidentiality of the business and to reconvene into regular session to take any necessary action. So
moved.
have a motion to
So moved.
convene. And we got a second?
Second.
A second. Cast your vote. We're going into executive session.
Thank you for joining us for the Enid City Commission meeting. If you have any questions or comments, visit our website at enid.org.